Okay, so a little more progress. Had to relocate the machine closer to the welder because the welder, while it's easy to move, easy-ish, it's just next to the bottle, and it was just easier just to leave it all here. This welding table is a project in progress, I'll say. After finishing it, you know, it functions nice. It does what I want it to. It's too big. Ideally, I want to be able to slide it over against the wall over there, tuck it out of the way. And additionally, part of that project, my welding cart, I pulled the welder off of that to test fit it over here, and so forth, so on. So anyways, I moved the Grizzly over here, and I, you know, as I showed you last time, I marked the header pipe, and now I'm looking at placement. So I decided I'd pull off the mud flap that, you know, bolts up in here. Pretty straightforward. I think all you know how to do that. But as it turns out, you know, as I mentioned, these are on 2-inch increments. 2, 4, 6, and 8 is right there. And this circle is where I've chosen to place the sensor. Number one, because it's after the radius, and I don't think that has any impact really, but it just some reason in my mind it seems to make a little more sense. But secondly, it was also one of the more accessible spots. If I put it over here, I would say at about the 10:30, 11 o'clock position. That gives me accessibility around the backside from the top, and I can get enough coming in from the torch head from the backside here. You can see I can get over to here. The antifreeze is just a little bit in the way here, but that'll allow me to get all the way there, and of course I can get underneath it just fine. And then from over here, I'll be able to come in from the top side and get pretty well around the top there. So that should make for a pretty nice weld. So I think that was it. And as it turns out, that's damn near right on that 20 centimeter mark that I had concern about before. In the end, it just happened to work out that was the best spot, which means essentially I took off the heat shield for nothing. But if anything, it did give me a little more room to work in that area. So I think that's you know, maybe not completely time lost. The other thing too is you know, there's some nice welding equipment coming out. This is an older, smaller 220 Miller 175. Good for everything up to about 1/4 inch. Miller makes some really cool torch heads for these, where you can get an adjustable radius here, and it almost, you know, like a little bendy thing, allowed you to change the angle on that. And this one's getting pretty beat up and old, so at some point I'll probably invest in one of those. I don't do a lot of welding anymore, but they are definitely helpful. So yeah, you know, sky's the limit on welders. Anyways, oh, the other thing too, when I was heating up these bolts, I made a heat shield because, you know, firing the torch at this top bolt specifically here, and you know, if I didn't have something back here, you would certainly melt your air box. So you'd either have to take that off, but I just had some aluminum that I cut this shield out of, and that worked fine. So that's that. We'll see where I get next time. Hopefully I'll have that bung welded on.